The second part we want to score is context, which is usually found in the first paragraph. And what you're looking for is information on possibly the expansion of complex civilization and the increase in regards to exchange across regions, which is definitive of this particular time period. So what you want to do is to go ahead and reread that first paragraph, and then from there, evaluate using the rubric that is provided. Now, before you can do that, you have to be able to understand and be able to address some of the characteristics of this particular time period. Okay? And so it's usually going to describe a broader historical events, developments, and various processes. And so there are a number of possible identifications listed here. Okay? So take a look at these particular responses. And not only that, but it can't just simply be mere identification. Somewhere along the line, they have to be able to explain a little bit further beyond just simply some of these particular key phrases. So pause the video here if you need to, and you can come back to it if necessary. But let's go and take a look at some samples as to what successful context may look like particularly at the beginning of a paragraph. So if they're addressing, say, for example, in their claim, the Mongol role in protecting the Silk Roads, you can sort of introduce that idea in explaining your context. For instance, this reads, in the classical period, two of the grandest civilizations in history, the Roman and Han empires, were not directly connected. However, in post-classical period, new trade routes such as Silk Roads connected isolated regions of Eurasia as traders searched for new markets and missionaries, universalizing religions, look for new converts. Okay, so that would be an example. And now you can go ahead and convert that and talk about the Mongols and how they play a role in history. Now, if you want to talk about the Mongols in helping to generate new state forms in this particular era, you can use something like this. The post-classical age saw the rise of new and powerful universalizing religions such as Christianity and Islam. Such states such as the Islamic Caliphate and the Byzantine Empire demonstrate the new role of religion in empires. And then from there, again, transition to discussing the Mongols. So based upon what they have scored here, you want to be able to give the individual some feedback here. So evaluate with a rubric. So if they attempted the context, go ahead and click this right here. If they've identified materials, in other words, there are things that are familiar, go ahead and click this button here. And if they accurately describe further, then go ahead and click here. And with those, it will automatically score the point. But if they do not, give them feedback in terms of why. Does the context address the prompt or is related to the prompt? If it doesn't, click here. If they need to identify further, so chances are if they have identified here but not here, the chances are you're going to click this box right here. If it needs somehow to connect to the thesis, it jumps all of a sudden from a description and all of a sudden they talk about the Mongols and throw in their thesis, then go and give them that feedback. And if, say, for example, they talk all about the Mongols, then in that case, they've described the topic, not the background. Now, it exists in the first paragraph, then go ahead and click in that button right there. But there's also a chance that in doing so, it may actually be elsewhere. So say, for example, if the context shows up in the body paragraph, then you may actually click here instead. But either way, go ahead and make those positive and negative comments and make suggestions either in the document or talk to your partner about what they could include or add.